listening.
Do we have the state history image?
We do not.
While you're live.
Welcome to the Thursday edition of Litter Media Live. In studio with Mike Smith, I'm Dan Ramey, and our Aaron Glandon is off to our left. There he is, sitting amongst the clouds. These are happier clouds than what they saw over Vinton County yesterday. Mm-hmm. So we'll touch on that here in just a matter of moments, so stay close for that. But first, we want to tell you about the forecast to let you know what to prepare for.
Yeah, sunshine again today before the clouds and rain move back in. We're looking for highs in the mid to upper 80s today. Rain is a strong possibility to move back into the picture tomorrow, and a chance of rain each day through next Thursday. Are you ready?
The wet blanket delivery.
When we were doing the Adena groundbreaking in Washington Courthouse the other day, that was the joke of almost everyone that came up to speak, how beautiful the weather was and light. Mm-hmm. Of course, I think 3 of the speakers are farmers.
Yeah.
So they live that every day. So it's coming again. And I think I see some storm clouds there in the background.
We need it. We need it, right?
The Lord must think so.
Do something to wipe out the cicadas. Yeah. Coming up in just a moment, what's making news for us today, and a look at sports, plus the state and history, all just ahead. But first, let's tell you about Scioto Valley Dumpsters. If you have a need for a dumpster, 740-253-8389 is the number to call. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com, and it takes you right to their Facebook page to learn more about Scioto Valley Dumpsters.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit DixieChopper.com.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Tecumseh. Fascinating. Captivating. Mesmerizing. Tecumseh.
When you go to our website, littermedia.com, you can follow along with some of the stories we'll have for you here today. Not only will you be able to see that, but you can find our social media, all of our platforms, all available in the upper right-hand corner of littermedia.com. Yesterday, before the show, we had some breaking news.
Yeah, they had to evacuate Zaleski and many of the roads around that community due to that nitrogen oxide leak that went airborne at the Austin Powder Company Red Diamond plant. Well, late yesterday afternoon, that evacuation order was lifted. People were allowed to return to their homes. Preliminary investigation indicates the gas was vented due to decomposition of nitric acid contained in a 5,000-gallon on-site storage tank. The nitric acid remained fully contained. There were no spills or leaks. Fortunately, there were no reported injuries or respiratory issues for any of the plant workers or anyone nearby. The evacuation order lasted several hours and lifted sometime between 4 and 4:30 yesterday afternoon.
Which is great news for our friends of the Scioto Valley, or the Southern Ohio Forest Rally, because they're going to be going through Zaleski State Forest this weekend. Tecumseh opens up tonight and runs right through August 31st. Now, the show will run nightly at 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday, with the lone exception being Sunday, August 31st, for that final performance of the summer. Producer Brandon Smith says that there's some changes to the presentation, bringing back some of the things we've not seen in a while, like the fall from the structure off the left side of the stage, and also some transition portions of the show. You can hear more about them in this interview that Mike did with Brandon and director Julie Richardson on our YouTube channel.
And were you going to do the...
We can.
Okay.
Several roads throughout Yoctangee Park are going to be closed today, including the Mulberry Street entrance, closed for the Southern Ohio Forest Rally race being held in the afternoon. And, of course, our friends at Dirtfish have... this is what you see inside the state forests if you go out and watch them. It's a free spectating event. You don't want to miss that. But they go through Yoctangee Park, and this is what you'll see tonight. If you're going to go to the event this evening, they have the Park Expose, which they have all the, there's Travis Pastrana. They have all the cars, and the drivers will all be at 5 o'clock in the Chillicothe High School student parking lot. And then at 6, they'll start that first stage through Yoctangee Park, and you'll get to see jumps like that taking place. Then this all moves Friday, goes into down to Portsmouth West High School, where they'll do service to their vehicles, and then they'll do the stages through Shawnee State Forest. And then Saturday, a park expose in downtown MacArthur, and then they run Zaleski State Forest. Again, all of that is free. Now, due to the fact that they'll be in Yoctangee Park tonight, the pool's going to be closed, so the city wanted to remind us that the Donald N. Smith Memorial School, or pool, will be closed. School's closed too, isn't it, for this particular event.
The Ohio Power Siting Board is holding a public hearing regarding Carnation Solar LLC's proposal to construct a 142-megawatt solar-powered electric generation facility in Fairfield County. The hearing is scheduled for August 11th at 5 p.m. inside Amanda Clear Creek High School. That's at 328 East Main Street in Amanda. Carnation Solar proposes to construct the facility within a 1,650-acre project area in Amanda Township. Our road reports: State Route 762 in Pickaway County has some pavement repairs between US 23 and Asheville Pike. They have various lane restrictions through this fall for pavement repairs. Two-way traffic is being maintained with the use of flaggers, and that is our road report.
All right. Just ahead, we'll get you caught up to date on the world of sports. That's coming, well, not the entire world of sports. That would take forever. So we've got some sports we'll share with you. And this date in history. And don't forget, our Petland Pet of the Week is today. So details coming up in a moment. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website at littermedia.com, and it will take you right to where you need to go to learn more about the services they provide and the territories that they service. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Be a part of something great. This is through McDonald's. They are preparing for a Tuesday and Wednesday, June 24th and 25th, hiring for managers and crews. So they reached out to us. They said with the situation going on again with the closure of the plant, they wanted to provide opportunities for workers. So if you want to participate, they have this 2-day hiring event coming up at McDonald's. So find out more when you visit McDonald's, or if you click on any McDonald's ad you see at littermedia.com, it takes you right to their jobs.mchire.com.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
I'm a busy woman, and I'm not ready to slow down.
Tiffany's hip pain was interfering with her career and active lifestyle until she came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute.
Dr. Meshbach told me about same-day surgery. I said, I want it now, and I wanted it yesterday.
After a successful procedure, Tiffany was home the very same day and on her way back to enjoying the community she calls home. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
Let a pro handle it today.
Yes, Dr.
Going
Cruz.
on right now, Hometown Motors Incorporated spring sales event. While supplies last, new riding tractors starting at $1699.99, new zero-turn mowers at $3399.99, new walk-behinds starting at $399.99, new chainsaws starting at $279.99, new blowers at $199.99, and new trimmers starting at $229.99. Hurry to get the best selection while supplies last. Hometown Motors, your store for the outdoors.
Where are they located, Mike?
On Eastern Avenue, right down the road from us.
Specifically,
there's all kind of signage.
818 Eastern Avenue. Yeah, look for the big Ferrari sign.
Yeah, you can't miss it.
I don't know that you'll find a Ferrari sign anywhere else within the city limits.
Yeah, unless you're looking at your phone as you're driving down the road, you cannot miss it.
Yeah.
Scott is out there waving you down.
In fact, technically, I don't think you'll find a Ferrari sign in the city limits.
It's just outside.
Because it's just outside of the corporation limit. All right, time for sports. And we're going to start with the Chillicothe Paints. Last night they trailed 9-3 going in to the Bristol Shrimp of Illinois Valley. But they closed the gap 9-6 before rallying for 5 runs in the 7th. One on this Mason McManus solo shot. It went off of the scoreboard in left field. That came after Alex Bemis had launched a 3-run shot as the Paints went back-to-back and didn't look back, Jack. The two teams used 11 pitchers total on the night. Chillicothe's Will Rodriguez earning the win in relief. Now the Paints will welcome the Thrillville Thrillbillies tonight for a Thirsty Thursday. It's a doubleheader.
Mm-hmm.
Gates will open up at 4:05. First game is 5:05. And so if you plan on showing up in time for the second game, that'll probably be around, I'm going to guess, maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock, something like that.
Did they cut off the alcohol sales after the 7th inning?
They do.
So what happens in a doubleheader?
That I don't know. Because the doubleheader games.
I just thought of that, yeah.
The doubleheader games are 7 innings.
Uh-huh.
And does it start over again to start the second game?
Yeah. That's a good question. We'll have to ask somebody that.
Yeah. Brian Wickline, if you're watching, let us know.
Give us some information. Uniota Sherman's baseball team left this morning for their trip to Canton, where they will be heading up there to play Mentor Lake Catholic in the baseball Division IV state semifinals on Friday. Now, it's scheduled for 4 o'clock. There's 2 games in Canton ahead of it, so unless those games are running behind, you can tune in to the OHSAA radio network, which we've shared links on that site for you on both our X and Facebook pages.
Well, we just added to our littermedia.com. You'll find an image right there that says click here to listen to the broadcast. But that won't be active until 15 minutes prior to
as far as audio.
Game 1.
Now, if you look at that link now,
Still shows the basketball.
It shows basketball, but the OHSA has told us it's the same link, and then you may have a choice that you have to click on the correct game simply because there's also games going on over at Akron. Mm-hmm. So there's probably 2 feeds going at the same time. So you'll get to there. You'll see once it goes. I think they're supposed to change it sometime this morning from basketball to baseball.
If you can get to our website, I think you can figure it out.
Yeah. Well, The Reds going for the sweep yesterday against the Guardians. Didn't work out so well. They got thumped 11-2 in that series wrap-up. Actually, it was the only game that Cleveland beat the Reds this year in the 6 games that they played.
Did you see the home run that
I did.
De La Cruz had? Man,
Reds and Guardians are both idle tonight. The Reds are off to Detroit tomorrow night. The Tigers have the best record in Major League Baseball, so that'll be a big challenge for them tomorrow night. The Guardians are also idle tonight before they go out to Seattle tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. And if you're following the NBA Finals, Indiana knocked off Oklahoma City last night to take a 2-1 lead in that best-of-7 series.
This morning, as you mentioned, Unigoto was heading to Canton, so the parents had a big send-off for them. This afternoon, the Waverly Marching Band heads to Disney World. Their first stop is going to be St. Augustine, so they should arrive somewhere about tomorrow morning, St. Augustine. They're going to tour the city.
So they're driving, not flying.
Yeah, they're going down by bus. And then they'll head over to Disney World, but then they go from Disney World to Universal Studios, and then they go to Disney Hollywood. And so they'll not be back until next Thursday.
Wow.
So good luck to the Waverly Tiger Marching Band. They will do us proud. We know that they will. In a moment, our Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. That's just ahead.
In the meantime, we want to tell you about Litter Quality Propane, online all the time. Customer payment, account information, and more. Log on at litterpropane.com.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old. Time now for us to announce our Litter Media Petland Pet of the Week. And today's pet comes to us from Carrie Rosenberger. Actually, only Carrie Rosenberg. Carrie says, "This is my baby Drake. He is about 3 years old and thinks that every minute of the day should be spent giving him love. He loves to lay on his back and watch the ceiling fan when it's on. He loves his tennis ball, loves to play fetch, and especially loves his back being rubbed. And who doesn't like that, eh?" Mm-hmm. Drake is our Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. Now, to nominate a pet, email littermedia@gmail.com. Tell us about your pet, and remember to include a photo, just like that one of Drake. We make the announcement on Thursdays during Litter Media Live, and in December, we'll announce the Pet of the Year, and your pet will receive a prize from Petland. To see all of the 2025 Petland Litter Media Pets of the Week, visit littermedia.com. Now, Drake is not up on littermedia.com just yet, but I'll get that this afternoon. And when I said that you'll receive a prize from Petland, that is for the Pet of the Year only. All right. The other prize is being recognized.
Wonder if Drake was watching the French Open when that picture was taken of him. It is tennis ball and paw.
Have you watched animals watch balls go back and forth?
Trying to chase them on the screen.
Yeah, can you imagine seeing them, him watching the U.S. Open or something,
Yeah.
going back and forth.
When we still had our cat, if a fly got on the screen, of course that screen's way high, but she'd be jumping trying to get that fly. So, oh well.
All right, time for this date in history.
We harken back to one of the most famous Cold War speeches given, probably next to JFK's Ich bin mein Berliner. This was in 1987. Ronald Reagan challenging Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev to tear down this wall. And our resident artist has this rendition.
Did he say this or that wall?
It just says tear down.
I thought he said tear down that wall.
Yeah.
But at any rate, here's what we have for you.
A box of cereal.
This side here was the plain side, and what you would see on the western side was graffiti all over the place.
Yes.
I wish that I could have shown you a photo from Ameriflora, 1982 or 1992 when we were there. You could see one side of the wall was plain, but the other side had graffiti all over it, and I think it still had barbed wire on it too.
Very well could be.
And it seems when I was at the Air Force Museum, I saw it there also. I don't recall taking a photo of that, though.
Yeah. I told the boys yesterday, Sarah, when she went to on a trip in college to Germany and Czechoslovakia, she went to Berlin, and they were selling souvenirs. You can tell they become capitalists. You know, we're going to find a way to monetize this broken down wall. And they shed a piece of the Berlin Wall, but it was only about the size of a quarter, so encased in some kind of a plastic thing that explained what it was. So
it's like you can have a piece of turf from Ohio Stadium, and it's like this big.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there you have it. 1987 on this date.
All right. Tomorrow, I will be on the show with Aaron. Mike will be on assignment with the folks at Kenworth, preparing for the Kenworth Truck Parade. I'll be heading out there later after the show. And also, we're visiting with Ricky Skaggs tomorrow. Now, this is only going to be a phone interview from what I understand, so we'll have that available on a podcast page for you to learn more about Ricky coming to Ohio. He's going to be up here at Sugarloaf Mountain Amphitheater. That's on Sunday, June 22nd in the evening. Of course, there's no performance of Tecumseh that night. It is just he and his band. The Kentucky...
Headhunters?
No.
What did they call them? That was a different group.
Kentucky that was a standalone group. Yeah. The Kentucky Thunder, I believe is what they are called. So Ricky Skaggs from Eastern Kentucky will be joining us tomorrow. All right, that's it for today's program. And tomorrow also we've got our Player of the Week nomination. If you haven't made a nomination yet, please do so. But we've got that which we will award for you too. All right, that's it for the program. We'll see you soon with another edition of Litter Media Live.